Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I am back. And today I want to talk about some things that have been going on YouTube the last couple days. Before I get in this video, let me explain to you why I'm making this video. Number one, because I simply think it's the right thing to do. Number two, because so many people have asked me why I've been silent on the situation, why I haven't talked about it, why I haven't made any kind of public statement about it, and so I felt like you guys deserved an answer, so this is the video explaining that. Before I get into this, I want to explain that I will not be using any names in this video. The reason why this is hard for me to make this video, or it's a difficult video for me to make, and I will tell you that as soon as I heard about what was going on, I reached out to the individual and offered my support, as well as explained why I couldn't make a video. The reason why I couldn't make a video and why I haven't said anything up to this point is that I have been waiting for some legal advice on what to do. I had previously been told, because I am pursuing my own lawsuit currently, that any video or any statement that I make regarding anybody that had made a video defending me that could possibly be used in any kind of lawsuit would possibly be compromised if I interjected myself into that. So I have to be very careful of how I say things and what I say and not using people's names, and I hope that makes sense to people. Because, you know, in the end, for anybody that this happens to, not just me, not just the person that's happening to right now, to anybody that's happening to, I hope that justice is served. But that being said, I don't always do what I'm told. And so I wanted to make a video because I have some things to say. And I think it's some things that we don't often talk about or we don't often think about, you know, and a lot of people are saying, you know, Peter, you should make this video. You've gone through something similar. Peter, you should make this video. A lot of people supported you and a lot of people did. And I'm very, very thankful for that. You know, but when you go through something like this, whether you have the support of thousands or whether you have the support of nobody, it feels very, very alone. And I'm not gonna make this video about me because it just isn't, but I think that I really feel for anybody going through this. Everybody in the world can be supporting you. You know, you could be laying next to your husband in bed at night who's supporting you, and yet you still have those thoughts where you feel like, I am so all alone. Like, I cannot believe, it's surreal. It's absolutely surreal. You feel like I'm going through the craziest thing, you know? Not to mention that for as many people out there that believe you, there's a lot of people that don't. And to this day, I still deal with that. And the reality is that we don't live in the same world that we lived in when I grew up. We live in a cyber world today. When I grew up, gossip and allegations were things that were spread on notes in high school hallways. They were things that were said about people from weekends at parties that were shouted down the halls of high schools. But that's not the world that we live in today. We live in a cyber world where anybody that goes in for a job interview, their entire history and background can be Google searched in 5 seconds. You know, anybody that's wanting to do a record album or wants to move into a new apartment and get a lease, whatever, who they are can be searched like that. And because of that, it's very, very dangerous, you know, what is put out there into the internet, into the world. What I have seen in the last couple days disgusts me and surprises me. I think it's negligent, I think it's careless, and I think it's harmful. Not to mention it's cruel, because this specifically was a situation that could have been solved through an email, through a phone call, through a direct message. It never had to be brought into a YouTube video, and to this minute, to this second, I do not understand why anybody would choose to put this into a YouTube video knowing what could happen as a result. And you know, whether somebody falsifies information about you and makes up allegations, or whether somebody uses their own facts and confuses them to look a certain way, the pain is equal. And you're still gonna suffer through what you go through. And you know, it's interesting because we everybody wants to immediately talk about suing. Sue this person for defamation of character, sue this person for slander, sue this person for this. Well, That's easier said than done, you know, and I have done my own personal investigations into how easy it or not easy it is to sue somebody for these things. It's expensive and it's lengthy, okay? It's extremely lengthy and extremely expensive if you want to do it right. And then what's the end price? You know, you get a little money or bragging rights or justice. People forget. People move on. Months go by. People forget what's happened. People resubscribe to those people. Because what? They come out and they make an apology video, or they don't make an apology video, or they take responsibility for what they did and they say, hey, this was some real shit that I did to you. Or they never do that. But people forget, and time moves on. I know that what happened to this person, I know they'll be okay. I know that because I'm okay today. And, but what's the consequence? What have we learned from all of this? That anybody can do this? That anybody with a platform on YouTube can make a video making allegations about somebody and believe it? That they can just throw out whatever they want to. They can make some convoluted story up, right? And if they have fans, those fans will believe them. Well, let's think about this for a second, okay? What if this wasn't somebody that had 100,000 or 1 million, 2 million, 3 million subscribers? What if this was somebody that had 10 million subscribers and was the golden child of YouTube right now? How detrimental would this be to that person's life? With no evidence, no facts whatsoever. I've had this happen to me twice. I've had it happen to me one time when everybody was against me, and I've had it one time when everybody supported me. It still felt awfully alone, even though I had a lot of people's support, and I really, really appreciate it to this day. It meant the world to me, but it was still a lonely place. And the reality is, I'll live with that for the rest of my life, you know? Whatever job interview I go into, whatever book I try to write. And, you know, I was watching somebody's video explaining their side of it, and they said something about their job and their husband's job, and I thought, you do realize this is 20, 30 years down the road, right? Any job you go into, this is going to be there. This is imprinted on the internet forever. So, for me, past it being negligent, past it being harmful, past it being hurtful, past it being cruel, what is the consequence? What have we learned from this? Well, it's interesting because I think a lot about YouTube in reference to other media outlets or social media outlets. And you know, if an author wrote an article in a newspaper or a magazine alleging using falsified information or information that wasn't appropriate for that person and it affected them detrimentally, they would be held accountable. The newspaper or magazine would hold that person accountable. There would be consequences. If a television, you know, channel had a news person that covered a show and made allegations that were harmful to somebody, that hurt their life, that was detrimental to their life forever, no matter who believed them, there were always going to be people out there that didn't. What would be the consequence? Did we not learn anything the past 5 times? Because before me, there was somebody before me. There was somebody before them. There was somebody before them. And now here we see it happening again. What is YouTube's responsibility in this? Does YouTube not have any responsibility to hold these people accountable? To put some consequence on their actions? To have some kind of advisory board? Especially when we're talking not just about a YouTuber that has 3,000 subscribers making another video about somebody that has 3,000 subscribers, but we're talking about a YouTuber that has millions of subscribers or hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and there's absolutely no consequence whatsoever. None whatsoever. And what's interesting to me is, in what I went through, with as much support as I received, not once did I ever YouTube never reached out to me. Not once. Are you okay? Hey, and I was trying to contact them a lot. So what that says to me is that no matter who we are going through this, YouTube's not going to hear about it. They're not going to listen to it, right? Well, I'm not okay with that. And I think if YouTube wants to be taken seriously, okay, and they want people to take YouTube Red seriously and their show seriously and their platform seriously, then some kind of board needs to be put together, some kind of advisory board when situations like this occur. And whether we talk about allegations about, you know, one of the things that we don't talk about is that This could be about allegations that a YouTuber makes about a person that has no YouTube channel. This could be allegations that somebody makes about Judy Smith out there on the street, and what does that person do, okay? What if that person doesn't have money to start a lawsuit? What if that person doesn't know how to handle the situation? What if they don't have any support in social media or otherwise? What are they supposed to do? Just live with it because this person over here has a fan base? It's not okay. And it's time that YouTube did something about it. It's time that YouTube stepped up because they're responsible and because it's the right thing to do. These people need to suffer consequences. They will not stop being negligent until they know that it could possibly affect their channel. And I'm not talking about community strikes. I'm talking about the fact that if you are willing to risk your channel at the expense of making allegations towards somebody else that are false, that could be detrimental to that person's life for the rest of their life, their channel should be taken down, period. They should have no platform. Because this will happen again. This will happen again to somebody. It breaks my heart for the person that is going through this. But like I said, because I'm okay today, I know that they will be okay down the road. And all I can say is that I hope for all of us that there is resolution and justice. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow.